Hey, Jerry, remember Frogger? I used to be so into this game. Getting that frog across the street was my entire life.
Yeah, and then you went on to... That's a good game.
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
How's it going, friend?
It's going. How are you doing?
Good. Guess what my big squeeze just bought? Seinfeld product.
Let's see.
And Jerry does stand-up on it.
I got nothing.
Oh, she bought a Mr. Coffee. Can I top you off? Would you like some more? Yeah, neither of us are coffee drinkers, but she's finding that she's needing a kick in the morning, and she broke down and bought one of those individual Mr. Coffee makers. So I, of course, smiled and went into the bit when she brought it home. Needless to say, she was not pleased. So
I got a Matt moment in the first minute of the show here when you said Jerry does, what did you say Jerry does stand up on?
A bit or something, I forget.
Yeah, I thought you meant like I'm like a stage.
Okay.
Well, that's great, man. I used to have a Mr. Coffee. He was very reliable up until the end.
And now, like the TV Jerry of yore or the real Jerry, you get your coffee out.
I like going out for coffee, like with friends. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
like. I'd rather go out for coffee than make a pot. You know.
Podcast hosts in cars getting coffee.
Very good.
Oh, what's new with you?
Nothing much. Same old, same old. I got to see Jason Alexander this weekend perform a show called The Broadway Boy, which is a one-man show he's been putting on, I think, for the past couple of years. This was at NJPAC, which is a performing arts center in Newark. And it was a fantastic show. If anyone gets a chance to see this, I'm not sure where he'll be performing over the next year, but maybe we can keep everyone up to date whenever the dates get announced. It was fantastic, man. Jason came out to a full orchestra, and the level at which he brought it was incredible. I've never seen the Broadway side of Jason outside of, clips on YouTube and stuff, but it is a sight to see in person. He definitely picked a lot of songs where it's, a lot of quick talking, fast-paced, tongue twisters, which made it even more incredible. But he was very physical,
Is there
spinning,
dancing?
Scooting on his knees, whatnot. So
okay,
it's a great story because everyone there knows Seinfeld, and he even, makes some jokes about it. Like, yes, I'm a beloved international comedy star, but I'm also this.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, it was fantastic. My only complaint is I think it could have been a lot longer and with more songs. I don't know. I just could have watched him. I could have watched him forever, baby. But
maybe he's trying to hit that high note.
The high moment of the show for me was when they did I think the musical was called The Rink, which he was in with Liza. And there was this funny moment where he basically brought people out from the audience onto the stage to play the characters. And, they didn't really have much to do other than put on hats and little props. And he was the one singing and kind of moving them around.
Sure.
Like the choreographer. But I was so happy because he was looking at one point. He's like, all right, we need to cast a young...
Doofus.
Yeah, tall doofus. Yeah. Maybe, but like a young, kind of like leading man. And he's asking for volunteers. But the audience, dude, it's probably 80%, senior citizens. So no one really fit the bill. And he came over to my section because we were in the orchestra. And he looked right at me. And Liz was egging me on to raise my hand. But fortunately, he went with a guy sitting like 2 rows in front of me. It was one of those moments where... Do you have those with an opportunity where you're like, wow, this could be really fun, but most likely it's going to go horribly if
anytime there's a live performance, they ask for volunteers, I'm like, nope, look away, eyes down. I do not like to be the center of attention. I don't even like to be the side of attention. I don't want to, I just want to enjoy the show. I think we've discussed our times when we went to the comedy clubs and we got singled out when we were sitting in the front row. So yeah, not a fan. Yeah, Well, I'm glad you didn't get picked. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Oh, now you said he did musicals. Like, did he do bits from musicals he was previously in throughout his career, or just songs to
musicals
discuss?
That he was in, or just musicals he's admired? I know the one song he did from Pippin, Michael, the blind pianist, did it in Curb. He said
nice.
that was the musical that like made him realize like this is my calling. He performed Merrily We Roll Along, which is his first. That was his Broadway debut at 20 years old, and I didn't know this. It was a huge flop. It was only open for I think 2 weeks before it closed down.
Wow.
But hopefully my little recap made some sense. It was a great show, and anyone who's a fan of Jason Alexander or just Broadway tunes in general should definitely check this out. It's called The Broadway Boy, and hopefully in the future we can go to a show. I'm sorry you had to miss out on this one.
Real nice. Well, thank your wife for me.
Yeah. But anyways, Vinny, let's move on to this week's episode. What are we discussing?
We are discussing the 18th episode of Season 9, The Frogger. Story by Greg Cavett and Andy Robin and Steve Corrin and Dan O'Keefe. Teleplay by Greg Cavett and Andy Robin. Directed by Andy Ackerman, and it originally aired April 23rd, 1998.
Right on. This always felt like the last normal Seinfeld episode to me. If we work backwards, you've got the finale, the Puerto Rican Day, and the maid, and then, the Frogger. And the Puerto Rican Day, that's outside of the apartment. I don't think we see Monk's or Jerry's place. And do you know why I don't consider the maid to be a normal episode?
I'm curious about that one because I know there's apartment stuff. I think there's Monk stuff.
There is, yeah.
We got some boss stuff. I know Kruger's in there. So yeah, I'm kind of I'm out. What you got?
To me, it's Jerry's voice, and we'll talk about this next week. But real life Jerry lost his voice as Seinfeld was coming to an end, and I don't know why. It just doesn't feel right for that episode. Something feels off just because of that voice.
Well, he lost his voice when he was screaming at hecklers all night, and he inadvertently gave Mr. Pitt sleeping pills.
Oh, that's right. But yeah, this is like the last normal episode to me where I'm not thinking about, the finale or the show coming to an end.
You're really trying to get those waterworks going, aren't you? Not a dry eye in the house.
This is also the final Seinfeld script written by Greg Cavett and Andy Robin, longtime contributors to the show. Andy Robin wrote The Junior Mint back in season 4 and The Barber in season 5. Greg Cavett wrote The Jimmy in season 6. And then the two teamed up in seasons 7, 8, and 9 with the hot tub, the caddy, the bottle deposit, the fatigues, the comeback, the nap, and the slicer.
I tend to enjoy that Seinfeld had a lot of pairs of writers, Gamble and Pross, and then these guys, and I can go on forever, baby.
Berg and Schaefer.
Boom.
Any favorite episode from the duo here, or standalones?
Well, Junior Mint is a favorite. I think I remember enjoying The Barber a lot. Jimmy is classic. I mean, I'm going to just name all the episodes, but I'd probably say the bottle deposit of the. Oh, combos.
Really? Interesting. Yeah. I'm going to go with the hot tub.
Another classic.
John Paul. Yeah, but yeah, great list of episodes there. Let's talk some production trivia here. A working title for this episode before it became known as The Frogger: The Cake Parties.
So imagine the Seinfeld gif where Jerry pinches his nose from up above. That's what I'm doing right now.
Yes, you've done that many times.
Huge stinker.
You don't
Terrible
like that title?
Not at all.
I guess this was because the Frogger wasn't a part of the script yet. That was actually added late into production, which is bizarre since it's not only the title, but it's probably the most memorable part from this episode.
Agreed.
Apparently, as we get towards the end of Seinfeld, and this happened every season, but really in the last season, the writers were just burnt out. They didn't have any really tight storylines like you'd see at the beginning of a season or in the earlier episodes. So this was really 4 different stories pulled together very late in the game. Jerry was the one to come up with the Frogger idea, which I think really, elevates the show. Who knows what it might have been before. We do have some Kramer trivia to talk about later about a dropped storyline. But filming the Frogger scene was pretty difficult. The camera crew had to get up on one of the buildings there on the street set, and they actually built a track that extended over the street, kind of like a I don't know if it was a bridge or just an extension, but basically so the camera could follow Jason's movements as he weaved and darted out of lanes. And I never noticed this before, but the cars are noticeably similar. They might be the same make and model, just painted different colors, but they're pretty much all the same. And Andy Ackerman said during an interview that there were about 30 stunt drivers out there, and no one drove more than 10 miles per hour. So not too dangerous, but still pretty cool for a large scale stunt, I guess. Mm-hmm. I was going to save this for the end, but speaking of stunts, Jason Alexander was the guy to jump out of the way of the truck,
in some of the behind the scenes footage, you can see the mat in which he dives, onto out of the way. But he stated in interviews there were large pieces of wood, whizzing by his head. So it was a little, he said a little scary.
Well, the demise of the Frogger machine is a very sad moment in the episode, but when it was running, George's high score was 860,630. Which I don't know, how that compares to most Frogger high scores. Did a little research, and back in 2009, Pat LaFay of Westport, Connecticut, scored the Frogger world record high score with 896,000 points. So about 36,000 more than George. Mm-hmm. His score was then beaten by Michael Smith a few years later, who tacked on an extra, about 80,000 points. And then last year in 2017, LaFay retook the Frogger world record with a high score of 1,029,990 points.
I wonder how long that takes to get to that score.
Apparently, these are the only 3 scores that have, been verified to beat the George Costanza Seinfeld score.
GLC?
All right, let's move over to the dropped Kramer storyline this week. I don't know how interesting this is because I don't like this storyline, or at least how it was executed. I'm glad they dropped it. Mm-hmm. But what I do find interesting is how it connects to next week's episode, The Maid. So this week, Kramer really doesn't have anything to do. He's got his police tape, and he sort of weaves in and out of everyone's storylines. But originally, he was going to meet a woman named Madeline. And that was the love interest this week. He'd meet her at Monk's, and he would kind of pursue her the whole episode. He'd be, trying to ask her out, and she keeps rejecting him. And then in the end, he uses the police tape to kind of, woo her.
Lure her.
Yeah, lure is a better word. But yeah, Madeline is the woman that Kramer is dating in The Maid. This is the one who moved downtown, and they're having this long-distance relationship via phone, right?
Madeline stays here.
So in some deleted footage, which we'll try to find a link to include in our show notes, you can see what Madeline actually looks like, since I don't think we ever see her in The Maid.
We don't.
But she was played by Christina Hogg. Not familiar with her. I did read that she actually dated JFK Jr. for a while.
Oh, another Seinfeld reference or relationship.
I guess we'll talk about the deleted scenes later, and I assume you watched them, right?
I did.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll save it for later. Honestly, I never noticed that Kramer didn't have a storyline this week until I read about the deleted scenes.
Nor did I. I mean, I assume his storyline was kind of police tape plus just kind of globbing on with George because he's got the relationship with Slippery Pete. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's nothing.
And before we get started, this is the final episode of Jay Peterman, played by John O'Hurley. Mm. He is in the finale, but, we like to consider the standalone episodes the final appearances. He was in 20 episodes total. I don't think I'll list them all here since there's a lot. But, Vinny, from my list, are there any ones that stand out for you as, favorite Peterman episodes or scenes?
Susie is a big one. It's hard to, you got this big list in front of me. It's hard to remember what each of his contributions were to the bottle deposit. I remember because of the whole JFK thing was fun too.
Oh, with the golf clubs, yeah.
I have the corresponding bobblehead, so I'll go with those two.
Yeah, it is tough since Peterman's scenes don't always tie into the title of the episode. I guess there's the English patient and the secret code, shout out your code, man.
Jacopo.
I like that because that was the first normal Peterman episode. We'd met him in the understudy at the end of season 6, and he is nothing like the Peterman we know and love in the later seasons.
No, sir.
But I love the secret code when it's just Peterman and George out to eat. And I love the shower head where Peterman hears Kramer talking to Elaine about having bugs on his skin.
Ah, yes.
And there's that reveal of like Kramer or Peterman looking in the doorway.
I would argue some of the scenes today are among his best, especially when he encounters the foremost appraiser of vintage pastry.
Lubeck, you magnificent Titwillow.
Titwillow.
And more on that, too. Also, a shout out to the Foundation episode and that time where Peterman fled the country and he went to Burma to live in the caves.
Also
big fan
good,
of that
yes.
episode. Yeah. But yeah,
Come on.
shout out to Peterman this week as we say goodbye. Let's get started, Vinny, with our first episode. We're in the break room at the J. Peterman Company. It's Walter's special day, and after everybody sings happy birthday, Elaine tries to leave, but her coworker blocks the exit and makes her take a piece of cake. Have a piece of cake. So, with a plate in her hand, she tries to leave again, but a different coworker enters with another cake for Walter's last day.
It's his birthday and it's his last day?
Oh, this is other Walter from Returns.
Guys.
And one of the worst, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people can relate to this working in an office, getting stuck between, he's a jolly good fellow.
Happy birthday. Or no, what is it? What's the other one?
It is happy birthday, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like these two groups are competing with each other, and there's cake all over the place, and
They're very merry bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Newman would fit in well there. So we get the return of other Walter, played by Mark Daniel Cade. We saw him last week. We also see original Walter, Wayne Wilderson. He's sitting down. Speaking of the dueling Walters, that's what the episode title should have been called. Wayne Wilderson, original Walter, says to other Walter, other Walter, for today, let's just both be Walter. And other Walter replies, that means a lot.
oh, that's nice.
So I remember last week I kind of wondered, why bring in other Walter when you got a perfectly good Walter sitting on the bench? And I wondered if it was to pay off this joke, but that's kind of small potatoes, I think. But,
I think you're right, though.
You think?
Yeah, that seems like a lot of, I don't know, like why have Walter played by a different actor in that scene if you weren't going to set this up?
Right.
I like that. I like it.
Thank you.
Next scene, we're in Jerry's apartment. Elaine is venting to Jerry about this forced socializing just because, they work in the same office. They got to be friends. So Elaine actually had to take a sick day. She's so sick of her coworkers. And a lot of storylines set up here. Moving over to Jerry, Elaine has set him up on a date with her friend Lacey. Is that it? Or is it Lacey? Lacey. I just watched the episode, and I always forget how to pronounce her name.
I think you got Liza on the brain is what's going on.
Manelli?
Exactly. No.
But I almost got you there.
Yeah. you.
But Jerry's having second thoughts about dating one of Elaine's friends. He kind of foresees messiness.
Yeah, you're better off sitting around here reading comic books and eating spaghetti at 2 a.m.
Can I tell you something? I relate to that.
Oh, yeah.
Not presently, but there have been many times in my life where it's been way too late. Go to bed.
Usually eating over the sink.
Yep. Feels like pasta. Can you think of any other friends that were set up with Jerry, George, Elaine, or Kramer?
I was going to ask you the same question. We got, I think the most memorable, especially of Elaine's friends, would be Man Hands, set up with Jerry. Mm-hmm. And then if you flip it, we got Jerry who set Elaine up with Phil Totola.
Very good.
That didn't end very well.
I want to clarify, too. I was making a list, and, there's a lot of people that the main four date that are friends or other people know them. I think this is strictly a setup. Like, I have a friend, I'm going to set you up with her. I don't count Winona, for example, Elaine's friend, because Elaine never set that up with Jerry.
Exactly. Jerry initiated that his own, yeah. But then remember Margaret was a setup or a blind date, but it wasn't set up by any of the friends,
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that wouldn't be included in this list either. Who else do you have for one of the Fab Four setting up with another member of the Fab Four?
Well, they're mainly George, but I think George or Susan set Jerry up with Hallie from the Friars Club.
That's right.
Does that count?
Yep, the Gatsbys, yes.
Mm-hmm. But the rest are all George. So you've got Kramer's friend Denise, the bald woman.
A bald woman, yes.
And does this count Jerry's friend Nina Stengel?
Yeah, I think there was like discussion of Jerry. You said you're going to set me up with her. Call her.
Right.
So they referenced that. Yes.
But I think even more memorable than Man Hands, because there's a whole episode about it, Cynthia in the Fix Up.
With the very title, yes.
Yes.
He can lift 100 pounds right over his head.
Probably my favorite of all of the friends that have been set up with one of the main four.
Mm-hmm. Love
Yeah.
Maggie Wheeler.
Speaking of setup, we've got one more storyline set up here. Jerry and George's old high school hangout, Mario's Pizza, is closing, so they're stopping by at lunch for one last slice. And Jerry says this right as Kramer bursts in, carrying a roll of police caution tape.
Hey, all right. Hey, check it out, huh? Official police caution tape. Yeah. Step back, son. There's nothing to see here.
Where did you get this?
Yeah, I got it from my cop buddy, Doug.
You sure have a lot of friends. How come I never see any of these people?
They want to know why they never see you. I'm going to eat that later.
So they just gave you this?
Oh, no. I had to fish around in the evidence room for it. They're all preoccupied trying to hunt down this new psycho serial killer, the Lopper. All right, I'll see you.
Wait a minute. Who is the Lopper?
No, it's no big deal. It's just some guy who's been running around Riverside Park, cutting people's heads off.
How come I haven't read about this?
Yeah, well, the police, they've been having some internal dissension about the name.
Really? What are the other titles?
Headzo, the Denorganizer, Son of Dad.
Son of Dad.
Yeah, that was my suggestion. It's sort of a catch-all.
If I knew it wasn't Berkowitz.
It's incredible how many Son of Sam references there are on this show.
Mm-hmm.
From, what was the one you just did? The junk mail.
Yes.
Newman, of course, took over David Berkowitz's mail route.
David Berkowitz.
Also, a lot of listeners had to point this out to us, that when Newman gets arrested in The Engagement, and he says, "What took you so long?" Those were reportedly Berkowitz's words when he was arrested.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot more out there.
Man. So in the clip, we first, one of the early portions of the clip, Kramer says, "Well, I got it from my cop buddy Doug." So there's another one of Kramer's friends that we hear of, but we never see.
And also Kramer with this police tape, where we'll see this in pretty much every scene. He's not using it the right way.
No.
In this scene, he uses it to tie around a banana to say, "Oh, I'm gonna eat that later."
Mm-hmm. He does make that really cute joke of "Nothing to see here, son. Mm-hmm. Just turn around."
Kind of tapping into the Kramer detective character.
Yes,
like from The Statue or
Free's mother.
I think Michael Richards also likes that kind of dragnet character.
Mm-hmm.
In the Michael Richards show, wasn't he a detective?
You're right, Vic Nardoza, Private Eye.
Wow, look at you.
Thank you.
Big fan. But probably the most memorable thing to come out of the scene is the serial killer, the Lopper, which is a great name.
All right, I'll see you.
Whoa, wait a minute. I love, it doesn't happen that often, but I love the spooky kind of scary stuff in Seinfeld, especially if it's based in reality. I mean, plenty of New Yorkers have been terrorized by serial killers or, places to avoid in the city, when it gets dark out. But the Lopper here, his specialty is, cutting people's heads off. There it is. But what were the alternate names for the Lopper, Vinny?
Headzo, yes. The Denorganizer, and as we said earlier, Son of Dad.
Son of Dad, yes. Any other serial killers on Seinfeld? I guess only one, right?
Tobias Lee Heinege?
Yeah, better known as the Smog Strangler.
Yeah.
Were there any other?
I can't.
Oh, what about Joel Rifkin? Kinda.
Oh yeah. Massaging your neck.
He's not the murderer. All right, let's move over to Mario's Pizza, aka Five Roses Pizza. It was called Five Roses Pizza, this exterior shot. It was in the East Village. I think it closed a couple of years ago. But
they were tanking.
It is a weird juxtaposition between the exterior and the interior. They look nothing alike, but Jerry and George arrive at their old high school hangout and soak up the nostalgia.
Mario's Pizza. Just as she was. Hey, Mario! Remember us?
No.
We used to come in every day.
So where you been? We're tanking here.
We'll have 2 slices and 2 grape sodas.
Oh, thanks. That'll save us.
All right, make it the large sodas.
Hey, Jerry, remember Frogger? I used to be so into this game. Getting that frog across the street was my entire life.
Yeah, and then you went on to... That's a good game.
Watch the truck. Double jump. Eat the fly. Eat it!
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, beat it, punk.
Hey, look at the high score. GLC. George Louis Costanza. That's not you, is it?
Yes! 860,000! I can't believe it's still standing! No one has beaten me in like 10 years!
I remember that night.
Oh, I was unstoppable. Perfect combination of Mountain Dew and mozzarella. Just the right amount of grease on the joystick.
Here's your pizza, pea-brains.
I think I remember why we stopped coming here.
I can see why they would stop going there. This guy just does not care, and he's just ready to close up shop.
All right, make it the large sodas.
That'll save us. He's reading the paper, not even looking at them. He calls them pea brains.
Yeah.
Interestingly, though, in the script, the character's name is Sal. It's not Mario. And he's played by actor Sam Shamshak, who actually passed away in 2017, but he was in Bulworth and Different Strokes.
I wonder why they changed the name there. I mean, either one works, but I wonder why that decision is made.
Any other quotes you like from this?
Oh, there's one in particular that I love where George and Jerry are watching the kid playing the arcade game, and George goes, "Double jump, eat the fly, eat it."
Oh, speaking of which, I totally agree with the kid in this instance because George is like backseat gaming over this kid's shoulder. It's so annoying. Thanks a lot,
game.
mister.
I got it working.
You mean you have to use your hands?
Okay.
Baby's toy. So the kid in the script, character's name is Kenny. He's played by actor Drake Bell. And apparently this kid is like a legend on Nickelodeon. He was in the show Drake and Josh.
Yeah,
Which had like multiple spin-off movies and shows. I've never heard of it, but that's Drake. The Drake.
Yeah, I think it's like the generation
behind us.
or in front of us.
Or whatever.
But yeah, I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, he's old now. He's he's our age. He's born in 86.
Really?
Yeah. So, but he was also in Yours, Mine, and Ours, and Jerry Maguire. We hear George's all-time score, 860,000. He says no one has beaten it in like 10 years, which doesn't make sense. Because if they're in their mid to late 30s, nearing 40, wouldn't high school have been like...
That's a good point.
25 years ago?
Well, I guess maybe he stopped by, right? In his 20s.
And he that's when he's having the mozzarella and Mountain Dew.
It's crazy too. 10 years would have been just the year before the pilot episode.
Exactly. So
I don't see that happening.
Yeah. So that's your cousin. That's George.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's cut over to Elaine's office. Elaine is at her desk, and we get two of my favorite voiceovers. I love these.
This pen smells really bad. So why do I keep smelling it? Is it too late for me to go to law school? What is this?
You were out sick yesterday, so we got you a get well cake.
It's carrot. It's good for you.
Get well, soon we wish you to get
Stop
well.
it! That's not even a song! I mean, now we're celebrating a sick day?
I think it's nice.
What? What is nice? Trying to fill the void in your life with flour and sugar and egg and vanilla? I mean, we are all unhappy. Do we have to be fat, too? Not you, Becky. I know you have a slow metabolism. I don't want one more piece of cake in my office.
Get well, sick.
It's not happening.
Can we still eat it?
Oh,
Poor Becky.
I know. I feel bad for Becky.
I want to talk about those voiceovers at the top.
Yeah.
I love the, this pen smells really bad.
Mm-hmm.
So why do I keep smelling it? I do that a lot. I hate the smell of brass, like metal.
Mm-hmm.
That smell really bothers me for some reason.
Yeah.
And, after handling my keys or opening the door, I might smell my fingers and I'm like, but then I'll keep smelling it sometimes. Like I smell something I hate.
There's some drugs at work that have a particular smell, whether it be like a sulfa smell or various things. But I'll open the bottle and I'll still take a whiff, even though I know it's going to be bad. I can't help it.
What is that about? I don't use this line all that often, but whenever I feel really humiliated and just really miserable, I'll say, is it too late for me to go to law school?
Oh, nice. Yeah. I thought you were going to say, we're all unhappy. Do we have to be fat too? I thought that's the line. I thought that's the line you're going to say. But hey, poor Becky, that's Seinfeld writer Jennifer Crittenden, who's wearing a fat suit.
Yeah, I never recognized her here, but yeah, sure enough, that is Jennifer Crittenden.
Oh, one other thing I really liked about this clip was the male coworker Mike. Walter comes in.
Get well soon.
And then he goes in the most dejected look and tone. It's not happening. He's so put out.
You've worked in an office before. Did you ever have this like kind of forced socializing?
Yeah, kind of. They do like potlucks at work every couple months, but I'm always too tired to prep something, and I'm stuck in the pharmacy, so I can't even go socialize with my coworkers. So I'm like,
All right, let's cut over to Monks after Jerry and what is it again? Lisi. After Jerry and Lisi's movie, they're grabbing some coffee, and we learn about this annoying little habit of hers.
I'll tell you, Lisi, I never expected that movie to
end underwater,
be that long. I mean, most action movies are
so much more violent.
Not as long.
Well, I should probably
get going.
Have you experienced this before?
When I was younger, I used to get when I'd be talking to my dad, I get so excited that I would try and finish his sentences. And he actually got mad at me and said, you got to wait for me to finish speaking. I think I suffered from what we call pressure of speech.
I love that. I love like little Vincenzo. You got to wait. We got to wait.
Now I'm saying that to Kramer.
So as they say their goodbye, you can tell Jerry isn't going to call her, but by, completing his sentences, somehow they're going to get together tomorrow night. I love that. It's just irritating enough.
I actually don't mind Lisi. I'm charmed by her. I think she's sweet. She's played by actress Julia Campbell, who was in Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion, Justified, several episodes of Dexter.
I always looked at this actress and I'm like, oh yeah, she's in a ton of stuff. But I looked on her IMDb. I don't really remember her from anything else.
Yeah, there's a couple things like shows that I'm familiar with, but I don't recall her role.
Right. Maybe she looks like another actor or another actress I'm thinking of. George arrives as Lisi heads out and tells Jerry, I'm going to buy the Frogger machine so GLC lives forever.
Fabulous. See, now you're really doing something.
I'm really happy for George here, right? Like we're coming to an end with Seinfeld. He's finally getting something he's wanted for a long time.
I tell you, anytime there's a win for George, it's a good episode.
But Jerry kills the mood when he says that all the scores will be erased when George unplugs the machine. So, how's he going to keep it plugged in for Mario's to his apartment?
Why must there always be a problem? Did you think just once I could get a break? God knows I earned it with that score.
This is a nitpick, but something I never liked about this storyline. Are we to believe that the Frogger machine has not been turned off in 10 years, let's say? The place never lost its power. It
generator
never broke.
I could see that. For some reason, these old pizzerias, these old style restaurants where they have a gaming machine, I could see it just staying plugged in and never being turned off.
Really? For 10 years?
Yeah.
I kind of see it like leaving a TV plugged in for 10 years, but I guess this is all to say that actually turning off the machine would erase the high scores, because I don't think that's true either.
I guess it depends on if it had a internal memory. I have no idea. Yeah. Why am I discussing? I don't know.
What do you know about the inner workings of 80s arcade games, Vinny?
Nothing.
I didn't ask you at the top. Have you ever played Frogger before?
I can't say that I have.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
They did have a retro Frogger machine at the Hulu apartment set, which is really cool. But I think it's still popular enough that you could probably find it at an arcade.
Oh, I'd probably imagine it'd be more accessible as it like through an emulator or something.
That too, of course. There was going to be some bit of Kramer storyline here at the end. So George gets up, I earned it with that score, and he walks to the bathroom, and the scene cuts. Originally, it would keep going, and caution tape would be, blocking the doorway to the bathroom. And George goes to use the women's bathroom. He opens the door. He's like, anyone in here? And a woman screams. So he runs away. And then Kramer comes out of the men's bathroom, and he blocked it because the lock was broken. And as he's coming out, a woman comes out of the other bathroom, and she's disgusted in Kramer, thinking he was the guy that walked in on her. Mm-hmm. And she would, be all upset, saying, so this is how you get your jollies? And Kramer says, oh, I feel pretty good right now.
Meanwhile, you can tell that Kramer's becoming smitten with this woman.
Right. Yes. He's sort of like flirting with her when she comes out of the bathroom, upset that someone walked in on her. So that's sort of the setup, the meet cute for Kramer and Madeline. Let's cut over to Jerry's apartment.
Well, more bad news, Jerry. The police, they found another victim of the lopper in Riverside Park. I saw the photo, and it looked a lot like you.
Oh, come on. There's a lot of people walking around the city that look like me.
Not as many as there used to be.
No, I need a guy that can rig a Frogger machine so that I can move it without losing power, because I have the high score. Hello?
George, you're not going to find an electrician like that in the yellow pages. Now, I know just the guy who can do this.
Another friend?
Oh, no. This guy is no friend. In fact, we don't even get along.
Well, is he good, Kramer?
Oh, he's the best. And the worst.
Kramer, listen to me. I'm never going to have a child. If I lose this Frogger high score, that's it for me.
Believe me, George, you can count on Slippery Pete.
Slippery Pete?
Yeah, I don't care for the name either. In fact, that's one of the things that we argue about.
All right. I'm gonna find a guy with a truck. GLC must live on!
And here we go. The first mention of Slippery Pete.
Yeah, buddy.
Probably inspired by Prickly Pete, right?
I just assumed they were related.
The horse and the electrician?
Yeah, no offense. I love that line that George says to Kramer where he's like, I'm never going to have a child.
Oh, dude.
If I lose this Frogger, that's it for me.
It's a great line, and the audience reaction is great because not many people laugh. Mm-hmm. They're sort of like, oh, so sad.
Oh, there's a comedy we're seeing here.
But yeah, I just love that back and forth between George and Kramer. Elaine calls and wants to know how Jerry's date with Lisi went. And Jerry has the best response. She's a sentence finisher. It's like dating Mad Libs, which I love that, right? That's such a great way to characterize someone like Lisi. Could you also see that, like, kind of being like one of those typical Seinfeld characters?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, it's almost like, why didn't this name catch on as, the sentence finisher, the long talker, the close talker, But
definitely.
Still good.
Well, you can hear some singing from yet another cake party down the hall from Elaine's office. And since Elaine denounced the group, as we heard earlier, she has to do something about her 4 o'clock sugar rush. Maybe Peterman's got like a truffle or something in his fridge.
All right. Click.
Love that.
Oh, that's a very fun joke. Jerry just so
Whatever.
fed up or just not interested in anything Elaine has to say. I'm not even going to say goodbye.
Our storylines are not dovetailing this week. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Anyways, as Kramer leaves, he warns Jerry to watch his step. Why is that?
Why, there's a crime scene. There's a broken egg on the floor, and Kramer has taken 4 cups and surrounded them with police crime tape.
I love that.
I'll get that later.
So sweet. Next scene, let's cut over to Peterman's office. Elaine is, checking it out, making sure the coast is clear before opening the mini fridge.
It's a cakewalk.
Get well, soon we wish you to get well. Oh, what a stirring little anthem of wellness. Elaine!
Mr. Peterman,
We missed you at the get well party. Poor old Walt has a polyp in the duodenum. It's benign, but still a bastard. Oh, Elaine, can you keep a secret?
No, sir, I can't.
Inside that small college boy mini fridge is my latest acquisition. A slice of cake from the wedding of King Edward VIII to Wallace Simpson circa 1937. The price, $29,000.
I love Peterman. I'm sad we're I'm sorry I can have him for 3 more episodes.
I love that reveal too of what the cake is.
Oh yes.
I mean, it makes no sense. I'm sure there are antique pastries out there, but
are there?
Let's say there are, though. I just don't understand how Elaine could eat it.
Yeah, well, we didn't see the
hard.
aftermath. Yeah,
I would think.
Yeah,
it would be more than a little stale.
Yes, more on that later. But I think the best line in this clip is the poor old Walt has a polyp in the duodenum. It's benign, but still a bastard.
I wonder which Walter that was. Maybe it's the one that's leaving. It's his last day.
Oh, yes. So that's got to be Wayne Wilderson then.
Now, Peterman's history with, if not antique items, things you buy in auctions, it goes back to JFK golf clubs.
Yeah.
Was there anything else he bought? Maybe that's it.
I can't think of anything.
Well, regardless, he's an obtainer of rare antiquities, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with King Edward and Wallace Simpson?
I'm not, but is that the same story that Elaine referenced in the conversion?
Okay, because I was Googling it. I could not remember the episode. I knew she mentioned Wallace Simpson before.
The lobster, like when she's like, lobster. Oh, is that when Miss Simpson? It's so romantic.
Yeah, so
like King Edward, Jerry. King Edward.
King Edward was basically king, or he was, going to be king before the Second World War. And yeah, he wanted to marry Wallace Simpson, who was an American divorcee, and he basically gave the throne to King George, or his brother George, who was basically the king during World War II. Mm-hmm. I did not know that King Edward was known as being a Nazi sympathizer, which...
Yeah, I recall Peterman slipping that one in there.
Like, that's a weird reference, and I just did a quick Google search, and I'm like, oh, yeah, wow, he met with Hitler and gave him the salute and whatnot, but...
Peterman wants his cake.
More on that later. We have an act break, and when we come back, we're on the street after date number 2. Jerry is walking down the sidewalk with Mad Libs.
Well, Lacey, that was another...
lovely evening.
Really bad meal. I was thinking maybe we should...
go for a handsome cab ride?
Call it a night.
But when Jerry finds out that she lives on 84th Street right off Riverside Park, he turns her around. But I thought they were going...
back to my place, that's right.
Well, over to Jerry's apartment, Jerry tells George about bringing Lacey back to his place the other night.
So you slept with her?
She lives right off Riverside Park. I was scared of the lopper, so I let her stay over.
And you automatically sleep with her?
I just wanted to make out a little, but she kind of...
finished your thought.
Guess what I ate?
An ostrich burger.
No. A $29,000 piece of cake. Peterman got it at the Duke and Duchess of Windsor auction. Oh, it was the most romantic thing I've ever eaten.
How did it taste?
A little stale.
So, you sleeping with Peterman?
No. He doesn't know I ate it. In fact, he almost caught me. I have to sneak back in and even it out.
You know, they say ostrich has less fat, but you eat more of it.
Hey, so I talked to Lizzie, and she has got a big surprise for you. She's planning a weekend trip to Pennsylvania Dutch country.
Pennsylvania Dutch country? Oh, that's the serious relationship weekend place.
What is going on with you two?
Well, I think by sleeping with her, I may have sent her the wrong message.
What's that?
4 o'clock sugar fix.
Well, I'm calling this off right now.
No, you are way past the phone call breakup stage.
Well, I'm not going over there. That's where the lopper is.
Oh, it's daylight. It won't take you that long. Just make a clean break.
Very nice way to end the scene here. I feel like I've said this before, but Seinfeld is such a finely tuned comic machine right now. Like they just know, oh, for this joke, since we're dealing with a serial killer who's lopping people's heads off, have Elaine bite off a gingerhead.
Gingerhead.
Gingerbread man hit.
Break off a gingerhead, man. You don't really see gingerbread men outside of the Christmas season, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways.
With the gumdrop buttons.
Ridiculous trivia question for you here. When Elaine talks about that piece of cake and it was the most romantic thing she ever ate, Jerry asks, how did it taste? And she said, a little stale. Can you think of another time when Jerry asks someone, how did it taste?
Oh, how's the pizza at, oh, crap.
I think it's Lorenzo's.
Lorenzo's, and Kramer says, a little oily.
A little oily.
We also learn of Pennsylvania Dutch Country being the serious relationship weekend place.
Yes.
But what was this the ex-girlfriend?
Close. It was the stock tip.
The stock tip with Vanessa. But Vanessa's in the ex-girlfriend, right? I forget.
Yeah, they're really close. Stock tip was the season 1 finale where we see Jerry and Vanessa's relationship continue from the stakeout.
Oh, well, when are they going to Vermont? That's all I care about.
That's the stock tip.
Thank you. Yes. Isn't that the serious relationship getaway place?
It kind of is, yeah. Because it ruins the relationship, right? They realize they hate each other.
The separate knobs with hot and cold. Mm-hmm. Oh, and he wanted to take, what's her name, to Vermont as well. The loser.
Oh, yeah.
Christine Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry, she's a loser. But now we learn Pennsylvania Dutch Country is also that place. I might be moving there someday.
Yeah, your girlfriend is from that area, right?
Yeah, Lancaster.
Does she have like the bonnet and everything?
Yeah.
Churning some butter right now. All right. Over to Peterman's office. Again, the coast is clear, so Elaine takes the cake out of the fridge and shaves a little off the side to even it out. But she can't let $1,200 go to waste, so she eats the little slice and starts like waltzing around the room like she's at a wedding.
Oh, Commander! Isn't this wedding marvelous? The cake? Oh, I shouldn't. I mustn't. Oh, what the hell? The writers don't really comment on it, but isn't there something to continuing to eat a piece of bad dessert? You're not really enjoying it, but it's still dessert, and it's still sugar, so what the hell? It's kind of like, it's very similar to, well, she is a woman, like that argument, but with cake.
Liz got this non-dairy ice cream yesterday, and we tried it, and it was a little weird. You know, the first bite, the second bite, and Liz is like, I don't want it. And I'm like, more for me. I just ate the whole thing, even though I didn't really care for it.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah, it's sugar. All right, let's cut over to Monk's. George is sitting with Kramer and the rest of the Frogger crew. You got Shlomo and Slippery Pete.
Now, each of you is here because you're the best at what you do. Slippery Pete. Kramer tells me you are one hell of a rogue electrician. And Shlomo, you're the best truck driver.
I don't know if I'm the best.
You're very good.
Let's say good.
Okay, good. And Kramer, you're in charge of taping off a loading zone.
Lock and load.
Think you can handle that, numbnuts?
All right, come on now.
That was my mail-order bride.
Hey, you weren't home, so I signed for it.
Doesn't give you the right to make out with her.
You weren't even married yet.
All right, calm down. Whatever happened in the past is past. All right. Now, this is the basic layout for Mario's Pizza.
So what kind of a jail time are we looking at if we were caught?
What do you mean?
We're stealing this thing, right?
No, I paid for it.
I thought we were stealing it.
Yeah, it feels like we're stealing it.
We're not stealing it.
I definitely thought we were stealing it.
All right, let's focus. Can we get back to the plan?
Well, I need a battery for this kind of job. Can I at least steal a battery?
Fine, steal the battery. Now, all right. Here is the Frogger. This is the front door. Mm-hmm. And this is the outlet.
What's that?
The outlet?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the electricity comes out of.
Oh, you mean the holes?
Which one's the bathroom?
Here.
They put the Frogger with the toilet?
Yeah. The Frogger is here.
George, I thought that was the door.
Where are the pizza ovens?
I thought the butler is here.
All right? You understand now? It's not that complicated.
Such a great scene. I love how, just a few episodes away from the finale, we're still getting some wonderful single shots.
Absolutely. First things first, did you notice how creepy Slippery Pete looks the way he's gripping his glass of milk?
Is he like wrapping his entire hand, fingers around the glass?
And it's up really high, and he's just got it held up there. Like it's so
like he's strangling someone.
There you go. Maybe he's the Lopper in disguise. So Slippery Pete, oh man. I hope you're cutting all this out.
Take 4. Take 5.
I feel like Sunday Jeff. So Slippery Pete is played by Peter Stormare, or how do you pronounce that? Stormare?
I'm not sure, but I know this guy. I know him.
You know his face, his voice. He was in Fargo, Armageddon, Big Lebowski. I remember him from 22 Jump Street. He was in John Wick 2. He was in an episode of Watching Ellie. So he did work with Julia at one point.
He has a great portrayal of Satan in Constantine, which isn't that great of a movie, but
or Keanu.
Yeah, he's got a really nice scene at the end there.
And then we get the return of the lovely Reuven Bar Yotam, who was previously credited as the foreign guy in The Muffin, but now he gets a title, Shlomo. Same guy, different guy.
Oof.
Same character, different character.
Yeah, I guess you could go either way here.
Okay. My only maybe that's where, oh, you know what? Scratch that. That is where Kramer met him on the Muffin Top tour, and that's why they are now allies.
Yeah, he's they're both fantastic. There's pretty much like let's do Shlomo first, since Slippery Pete has most of the dialogue. I love when Shlomo goes, I don't know if I'm the best. Let's say good.
He's such a humble thug, isn't he? Whereas Slippery Pete is quite hostile, especially towards Kramer.
Yeah, what's their history here?
Think you can handle that, numbnuts? Yeah, apparently Kramer made out with Slippery Pete's mail-order bride. Which, understandably so, that would make me angry too.
Oh, so I wonder, did these guys live together? Maybe they were, I guess, just buddies. I love it when, he calls them numbnuts, and George has to kind of calm them down. Like, all right, calm down. And like Michael, does a fake out, and then he does another one.
Yeah, he turns his back towards Slippery Pete and tries to simmer. Kramer's argument, though, as to why he made out with the mail order bride was you weren't even married yet.
Oh, there you go.
That's real nice, Kramer.
Fair game. I think the most memorable thing to come out of this scene and the side characters is how Slippery Pete he's an electrician, but he has no idea what outlets are. He only calls them the holes.
The holes. The outlet?
It reminded me, going way back to the subway, when Elaine, is talking to a passenger about how, it's ironic, we get more rights, but we give up the niceties, like, men giving you their seat. And the woman's like, no, what does ironic mean?
Yep, perfect.
And just one more line here. I love it when, they're going over the map or the layout, and George is just surrounded by idiots. They have no idea how to read this thing.
Well, and the questions have nothing to do with their main objective either.
Yeah, of course. I love when Shlomo goes, they put the Frogger with the toilet? Yeah.
I also liked when they're all confused about, are we stealing this thing? It feels like we're stealing. And they're kind of almost a little disappointed that they're not stealing. So Slippery Pete asks George, well, can I at least steal the battery?
Fine.
And George says, fine, steal the battery. And Slippery Pete is so relieved that he gets to steal a battery.
That's what he's good at.
That's why he's slippery.
Yeah. Let's cut over to, I guess, Monks again. Elaine is at the counter studying a book of pastries from an auctioneer book. I think it's Sotheby's, right?
Yes.
Even Kramer's like, oh yeah, they make good cakes. And she wants to see what the coffee shop sells for dessert. So she's trying to compare the cakes on a plate to ones in the book.
Cakes on a plate.
And she's really looking for something that's, been laying around for a while. Something pre-war would be just great, but no luck. And Kramer enters and says, "Oh, you should really check out Entenmann's." From the supermarket?
Well, no, they're not really in the supermarket. They have their own case at the end of the aisle.
Yes. Did you grow up with Entenmann's?
I did. The donuts, the chocolate glazed donuts, which when I was young, they had what is it, vanilla or whatever, the light colored on the inside. But then I grew up and they make like a devil's one, which is the chocolate one on the inside.
How do I know what it looks like on the outside?
That's living.
Growing up in Indiana, we did not have Entenmann's.
Oh, you poor thing.
I think all we had was Hostess, really. We didn't have Drake's or Tasty Cakes or anything like that.
I feel like Entenmann's was like, at least in my household, like a New York like coffee cake or eclairs. Nice to be Italian.
Can you think of when Entenmann's was mentioned in a different episode? Before this episode, of course.
Oh, boy.
While you're thinking, while you think about that, think about this.
Go on.
I did talk to one of our listeners at trivia, and she said whenever we ask a trivia question, she loves to pause the podcast and try to figure it out. So play at home, everyone. When was Entenmann's mentioned in a different episode?
I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue. It's not when they talk about Drake's, is it?
No.
Okay.
There's talk of dessert in the episode.
Is the dinner party?
No. No. There's talk of dessert in the episode and in the episode title.
A pie?
Very good.
She carries Entenmann's donuts in her pocketbook.
Right. Audrey, Poppy's daughter, doesn't eat Jerry's apple pie, but she keeps Entenmann's in her purse. So.
And she's a Nazi.
She is, yes, in a previous life.
Another sympathizer.
So we got some more Kramer Madeline stuff here. When Kramer says, he tells her about Entenmann's. Yeah, they got a case at the end of the aisle. Madeline, you can actually see her. She's in the background. She's paying at the register with Ruthie Cohen. And Kramer would say, "Oh my God, there she is, my Venus from the bathroom. Give me one of those." And he takes one of the cakes that Elaine has laid out, and he approaches Madeline and says, "Can I offer you a piece of cake?" And Madeline's kind of weirded out, like, "No, thank you." And she leaves, and Kramer gets tongue-tied, but manages to blurt out, through the door, "I like you a lot." Mm-hmm. So, not funny at all.
I don't think your reenactment of this is doing it justice, but it comes off as very stalkery, the way Kramer came to meet this woman and then all subsequent encounters. It's very, right? Isn't it a little creepy?
Yeah, I don't think it's played to be creepy. I think she's just misinterpreting.
Well, I think it's misunderstandings because her first meeting with him was, this guy was trying to peep on me while I was in the toilet. Mm-hmm. And then they keep bumping into each other, and he's coming on as this big Lothario. And
it's similar to sorry to interrupt. It's similar to Kramer and Pam. How he gets kind of tongue tied.
But that I found more sweet. I found that as a sweet, schoolboy kind of love versus this. And I guess what, the final scene is what does it for me. So let's stay tuned.
Anyways, let's cut over to Lisey's apartment here. Now, this is a tough sell on an audio podcast, but just imagine different blocking every few seconds. Maybe someone will be on the couch, the other one is standing, one might be crying, the other one might be chasing the other one around the apartment. I think they each lock themselves in the bathroom at times.
Well, imagine what it's like to go through a breakup.
Hi, Lisey.
Hi, honey. Is that a bat?
Yeah. I found it on the street. It's got to be worth something.
So, what do you want to do, sweetheart?
Well, before we do anything, maybe we should talk. Then this Pennsylvania Dutch thing comes out of nowhere. I mean, how am I supposed to respond to that?
Well, then may I say something without being interrupted?
Well, I'm sorry if I ruined your life. That's exactly what I set out to do.
Are you afraid to kiss me in public?
Have we even been in public?
So now you're going to tell me what I'm thinking. Well, go ahead, because I'd really like to know.
You're not dumb. Don't say that. These beans are pretty good.
20 minutes.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm not Brad. I'm me. Nice to meet you.
Boy, did your mother do a number on you. Fine, so it's over.
Oh, thank God. Why is it dark out? What time is it?
9:30?
We've been breaking up for 10 hours?
Goodbye, Jerry.
Lopper. You know, Lacey, maybe we should give this a little more time. See how it looks in the light of day.
Out.
Lacey, let me in. We can work this out. I was wrong. You were right. I'll do anything.
That's such a cheat. Like when you see who it is and what he's carrying, it does not match the silhouette.
Yeah, it does. He's got a battery and a tool, like a little screwdriver or something.
I have to check the tape, but I feel like in the silhouette, it's like it looks like it's in a bag. The head.
Oh, I didn't even.
Or,
I guess is it like a hook?
Well, he's like holding it to his side. You know, he's not carrying it up to his chest. It works, you know. But I just love how it's not exactly accurate.
That's what makes it such a humorous situation.
I wondered if him stealing a battery would have tied into something at the end, like, you know, maybe he accidentally stole the battery out of Shlomo's truck or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps another dovetail.
Yeah.
So from this, I found that this was such a, in a comedic way, everybody that's been in a relationship and has broken up, I think can relate to this because it takes longer than you anticipate. You talk about stuff that you didn't expect to, and you're thinking like, boy, your mother really did a number on you.
You're rocking the Coke machine. Exactly. Were there any, segments in here that you really like?
Yes. My favorite, which I think I've said before, and I've said it to you numerous times, but it's like, I'm sorry, I'm not Brad.
I have a friend, Brad, and when you met him, I think you said that.
Of course I did. I'm sure it went over really well.
I'm not Brad. Nice to meet you.
I'm me. What did you like?
They don't make a whole lot of sense, but, since we're just jumping into these conversations, but I love when Jerry is kind of, walking across the apartment and Lacey's like right on his tail saying, then may I say something without being interrupted?
Yeah.
But the end is, I think, such a great capper where she's like, fine, so it's over. Oh, thank God.
Mm-hmm. 10 hours it took.
10 hours. It's 9:30. That moment when Jerry leaves the apartment, it's pitch black out and he like slowly sticks his head out from the landing. I love that stuff on Seinfeld. It reminds me of the full moon with the, scratch in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when Kramer was stalked by either the Plaza Cable guy.
Right.
Just love that
eerie
stuff.
Moments, right? A little bit of suspense for a Seinfeld episode.
So you mentioned that it took 10 hours for Jerry and Lacey to break up. In reality, the argument was filmed over several hours, not 10, but it was the only scene filmed in a day. And it was actually made up of 18 separate pieces.
Wow.
And took, I have the number here, it took over 42 separate takes. So, a lot more than what we saw in the episode. I'm curious what the other bits of arguing were. But yeah, I thought that was interesting, wondering how they, pieced these things together. And also, I wonder if a lot of it was just improvised by the actors.
It seems like it. The moment when Jerry says, from behind the door, he opens it and he says, nice to meet you. I'm me, nice to meet you. And then he pulls back. It looks like he's smiling because he's having fun with the scene.
Oh, sure.
So I'm sure they had to do some improvising.
Well, before we move over to the, like the big ending here with the Frogger machine, this is where we would get the end of the Kramer storyline with Madeline. So, the whole episode, he's been pursuing her. There's this courtship, I guess, of sorts. She thinks he's really creepy, but he finds a way to, kind of trap her, I guess. Mm-hmm. Basically, Madeline would leave her apartment, and when she steps onto the sidewalk, there's caution tape blocking her way from the building to the tree, and then from the tree along the sidewalk through, over lampposts and whatever, around a corner, around another corner, and then it leads right into an open door to a restaurant. And Madeline's walking the whole time, not sure what's going on. She sees the opening, and she enters the restaurant to find Kramer at a table waiting for her.
So, we meet again. Sit, bathroom lady. Sit. Would you like a little champagne?
What is it, some kind of detour through here?
Must be doing some construction on the street.
I don't believe this city.
Hey, George.
How many in your party?
I was just walking my dog.
You people have a reservation?
And I guess it's not, super obvious with the audio podcast, but all of these other New Yorkers have been trapped in this tunnel of sorts, I guess, or this pathway that Kramer has made. And, an old lady, there's some guy walking his dog. Isn't George in there as well?
Fun trivia, the guy walking his dog is writer Spike Fierstein.
Yes. So hopefully it worked on the audio medium. We'll try to find a clip on YouTube. Maybe we can include it in our show notes if you want to see the deleted scene. But this is the meeting, or the start of Kramer and Madeline's relationship, which we'll see carry into the maid next week.
You won her over. Good for you, Jack.
The next day, we're outside of Mario's on the street. George is excited to see that Jerry stopped by for the big moment. But really, Jerry is waiting for Lisi when she exits the store and shows him a bonnet and one of those black Amish hats for Pennsylvania Dutch country this weekend. A long, long weekend.
I hear thee.
I love Jerry's line, too, when Lisi gives him the hat. Why don't you put it in the car so I don't accidentally toss it into that dumpster?
Yes, very good. I love the honesty and yet a little slight with those responses that Jerry has. Very good.
All right, over to Peterman's office. Elaine has put the Entenmann's cake in Peterman's fridge and discarded the box when her boss and a pastry appraiser arrive.
Elaine, excellent. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, Erwin Lubeck.
Oh, hello.
Charmed.
All right. Brace yourself, Lubeck. You are about to be launched via pastry back to the wedding of one of the most dashing and romantic Nazi sympathizers of the entire British royal family.
I guess I'll just...
Oh, no, Elaine, stay. Lubeck here is the world's foremost appraiser of vintage pastry. All right, Lubeck. How much is she worth?
I'd say about $219.
$219,000? Lubeck, you glorious titwillow, you just made me a profit of $190,000.
No, $2.19. It's an Entenmann's.
Do they have a castle at Windsor?
No, they have a display case at the end of the aisle.
Oh, good Lord.
You all right, Peterman? You look ill.
Get well soon. We want you to get well. Get well soon. We want you to get well.
I think it was one of the best scenes of the episode. I think this was where Peterman or O'Hurley steals the show. Mm-hmm. We're introduced to this great single-shot character, Erwin Lubeck. And
whenever I hear the name Lubeck, I always want to say, Lubeck!
Exactly. You glorious titwellow. That is one of the best lines. And then Lubeck being like, I'd say $2.19. And no, $2.19. It's an Entenmann's. Just how like dry he is with his delivery, and then finally you see like a bit of emotion when he's like, "What does he say?"
You're right, Peterman.
Yeah, you look ill. So yeah, just a great little scene. Erwin Lubeck is played by Oliver Muirhead. I think everybody recognizes either his voice or his face. He was in The Social Network, Austin Powers. He was in Alvin and the Chipmunks. I think he played like a butler or something. But he's been in so many different things.
Interesting. Yeah, that term, you glorious titwillow. I had never heard of a titwillow. I was thinking of titmouse. But a little Google search turned up a few definitions, but it's slang, I guess, for a foolish person who acts like a complete imbecile. Mm-hmm. But I also saw that the willow tit is, I don't know why I emphasize that.
Excuse me?
The willow tit is a bird in the tit family. And that ties into, I thought this was interesting, it ties into a song about the bird in a Gilbert and Sullivan opera, The Mikado.
Okay.
So, come on. No? Okay.
Is that something?
I'm sorry. That's what Cousin Jeffrey was in.
Mikado?
Yeah. When
Are you sure?
I think so. When Uncle Leo calls Jerry, he has the suspicious package. And he's like, Jerry, like your cousin Jeffrey is like working on the production, the Parks Department production of The Mikado. I want you to come see it with me.
Oh, for the package, Leo. Yeah. Are you sure it's Mikado? I don't know these late episodes as well as you.
Sure?
I don't know about that one. I
Right.
might. I'm challenging. I'm not certain, but you may be right.
You want to do a little Google search or something?
So that's
Funny man.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those days, huh? You think you're better than me, don't you?
Vinny is searching his archives.
Yep, it is none other than the Mikado.
Oh, vindicated.
I guess I'm a little out of my league here.
Look at the big baby.
Okay. Yeah, I did not pick up on that.
Unfortunately, we will not be finishing Seincast. This is our last episode. Let's get over to the street. We're outside Mario's. Everyone's got a job here. Kramer is going to block traffic with caution tape. Shlomo has the truck gassed up, and Slippery Pete has the Frogger machine running on battery power. Only problem is the guys aren't doing any of this. They're just standing on the sidewalk watching Slippery Pete play the game.
Hey, what are you guys doing? Eat the fly. Eat the fly. Got it. You idiots, you're gonna wear down the battery.
Well, the batteries are fine. We've got, oh God, only 3 minutes left.
All right, quick, get this thing back in the pizzeria.
George, they closed up.
I need an outlet.
A what?
Holes! I need holes!
The pharmacy's still open.
All right, Kramer, you block off traffic. You two go sweet talk the pharmacist.
You owe me a quarter.
Slippery Pete. Kramer, hurry up!
I'm out! No tape left! Well, come on, George. I'll help you push it across.
Wait a minute. This looks familiar. This reminds me of something. I can do this.
By yourself?
Jerry, I've been preparing for this moment my entire life.
Looks like a frog.
So do you.
And as we all know, George makes it to the other side, but can't get the machine over the curb. Suddenly, a huge truck is barreling down on him. And what does he do, Vinny?
Quick decision. He dives right onto the curb, saving himself, but leaving the Frogger machine to be destroyed virtually beyond recognition.
Game over, yes. I don't know if it's the character of George or I'm thinking of Jason Alexander, but if you watch that dive, it is hilarious, man.
Oh, yeah. I love the emphatic, like, halt, you know, where he puts his hand out, and then the great dive by him.
It's like a wind-up as he dives, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Very cartoony.
You know,
woo, 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 woo.
I was thinking also of the rubber band, like, woo, when he shoots it out of the soup.
Paco, yes. We kind of glossed over that clip there, but there's some great little bits in there.
Sure, yeah.
Slippery Pete, the batteries are fine. We've got, oh God, only 3 minutes left. That's the first one.
One of our favorites.
Yep.
We will do that if we're late for a movie or something, or,
yeah.
Oh God.
And next would be, I need an outlet.
A what?
Holes! I need holes!
And then to wrap it up, we heard it in the clip with Shlomo going, he looks like a frog.
So do you. Slippery Pete's mean.
Yeah. Another mention of frog. I always think a frog is wrong. And he does look like a frog. George has the green jacket on. I don't know if it's the morning mist hat. I don't have the clip in front of me, but
It's something like it's that like real long flat brim.
Mm-hmm.
Like George has a couple hats like that, I think.
Do you remember when you watched this episode for the first time?
I don't. I mean, I know it was like the live, Thursday night airing, but I can't recall.
I gotta say, someone who only watched season 9 live, everything else was in syndication. I remember thinking like, this is ridiculous. This is what a sad ramp up to the finale, or kind of like a wind down, really. But I will say, over the years, I really love this whole Frogger premise. I think it's fantastic. Did you ever feel that way during season 9? Like, oh, this is too wacky, or this doesn't feel right, considering you knew of the show since season 1.
Yeah, I can't say that I did. I think I just was happy to have the next episode for the week, and I kind of took it as was presented to me, as this is the next adventure for the gang. Only now, having revisited it with such attention to detail, going through it every week, am I able to be a little critical of it.
Sure. Well, anyways, let's move over to Peterman's office. Peterman, this is over the credits. We don't get a Peterman product in this episode, but we get a great Peterman, term or idea. The Entenmann's Shim Sham. He remembers that he has a video surveillance system in his office. Why did he install that?
To catch other Walter using his latrine.
Which it did catch, but it also caught this. And on a television screen, they watch Elaine eat the antique cake and spin and twirl around the room. And before she gets, a chance to explain herself, Peterman asks to make sure that the item is still with her.
Do you know what happens to a butter-based frosting after 6 decades in a poorly ventilated English basement? I have a feeling what you're about to go through is punishment enough. Dismissed. Now, we have this video surveillance footage of Elaine. Did you notice that she's dancing in the video?
Mm-hmm.
Yet it's not that bad. I see no little kicks. I see no thumbs. No legs akimbo. She's actually, kind of on the beat.
The cake,
easy to beat.
The cake transported her to, more civilized time, right?
1937.
Of waltzing and I don't know, tea and crumpets. I don't know. But I love the footage because they kind of I don't know if they took some frames out, but they kind of sped it up a little bit.
Yes.
It's great.
So, what do you think?
So, Matt, do you wish this episode for he's a jolly good fellow? Or do you sing, get well soon, we wish you to get well?
When you were singing for he's a jolly good fellow, you know what I was thinking of, right?
I tried to put a little British accent on it.
Oh, yeah, look at you. Yeah, it's from Clue. They sing that a lot in Clue for some reason.
Motorist, yeah.
But I would wish this episode a jolly good fellow. It's such a weird...
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Go, keep going.
I should just turn the volume down while I'm talking. Just end it there. Fade out, yes. Like I said earlier, I like this episode a lot. Probably put it in the middle of the pack for season 9. I don't think it was nearly as bad as when I first watched it. I think I was in just a bad mood because Seinfeld was coming to an end. And
sure, you're cranky.
You're holding cranky. Maybe, people are being a little hypercritical of the episodes. But I just did not care for the George storyline of Frogger. Thought it was too wacky. I love it now. I love Mario. I love Shlomo. I love Slippery Pete. Not a huge fan of the cake storyline, though. I love what Julia does with it. There's some great VO and some solo moments where she just gets to perform. But other than that, I don't really care for it. And I think Jerry and Lisi are just totally forgettable. That whole business.
Really, even the montage.
I like that. There's I like scenes and segments of the episode, but in terms of storylines and whatnot, that to me, I could just leave it.
Yeah, I kind of agree because when you think of who are the great guest stars this week or who are the memorable ones, you got Shlomo, Slippery Pete, and then you forget Lubeck.
Oh, of course,
with his one scene, and Peterman as his final appearance. So yeah, Lisi unfortunately is a little forgettable.
It's funny because the sentence finisher concept I think is great, and her breakup montage scene is great. It's just I don't know. It just doesn't gel with the rest of the episode. Like,
yeah,
Greg and Andy said, they were really just kind of pulling 4 separate storylines and mashing them together.
You think of like a classic Seinfeld episode, something from the Larry David era, or just one of the later season eps that hit a home run. Usually it has solid stories from all 4, and usually they tend to dovetail seamlessly, which was one of the gifts that Larry David gave to the show. And this one does feel very crammed or shoehorned, as we've said in the past.
What about Kramer? I don't know if he did the best job covering his drop storyline, but did you like it? Do you wish they had left that stuff in?
It was okay. It kind of gave, like I said earlier, it kind of gave me like a little bit of like a creepy vibe. Just, I don't know why, the way in which they met, and then how he lured her down the street via the caution or the police tape. I feel like, so that was cut due to time, right? But man, they could have maybe done an hour episode, maybe, but it would have been kind of a weak hour-long episode.
It's a funny, I think, premise, like how they wrap up the Kramer-Madeline storyline, but to get to that point, yeah, it doesn't feel... I mean, if you listen to the deleted scene, I don't think anyone is laughing in the audience.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not really funny material, but it does explain why he runs out of tape at the end, which I never thought of, because all we see him use it for, what is it, the banana and the egg.
Banana, egg, yeah, his little joke with Jerry about stand back, son, nothing to see here. You always kind of assumed, oh, of course, Kramer's using it all over town.
For stupid stuff, right?
Exactly, but you see now why he ran out of it. I'm out so quickly. But, this was the first time I ever saw this footage. So for me, it was a treat to see Seinfeld footage from '98 that I had never seen before. So that was a real treat.
For sure.
But when I think back to last week's discussion of the bookstore, I had such a fun time watching it, discussing it with you. Like, it was a really great conversation. This one, I didn't have as many things to contribute, and I feel like, I guess for me that shows I wasn't as into this episode as I was last week.
Interesting.
So that's your episode. All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
We are discussing the 19th episode of Season 9, The Maid. And I'm thinking about having my Gammy on next week as a guest host.
Excuse me, co-host Vinny. No one cares about your Gammy.
What did you say about my Gammy?
But for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Coco.
Okay. Signing off.
Game over.